Now we're going to talk about taxes, and like I said, I'm not going to have a party about taxes, but I could.
Good.
I could.
Why not?
Why not?
It's important. Death
I'll
and
do it on the
taxes.
16th of April.
April,
When it's over.
when it's over.
Or is it over?
I don't know. It depends on what, when
the
the
holiday
Patriots,
is
yeah.
in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I think it's that Monday is the 15th, so it probably would be.
Patriots Day, is it, or something?
Yeah, I think it goes to the 16th then.
Yeah. Yeah, so something like that. So anyway, I get mine done in February, though. I want to get them out of the way,
Yeah,
personally.
good for you.
But what you want to do is talk about, first of all, 211, they can call to get the number to find out where they can get them done. But Circles of Mercy, you've been on many, I mean, I don't even, I should probably
Longevity,
count.
yes.
Yeah. See how many times you've been on.
Probably a senior, I was going to say contestant.
Yeah.
A senior.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're one of
interviewee.
my
Yeah.
senior
But anyway,
guests here.
It's nice to be back, thanks. You're right about this little bug.
I know he's kind of flitting around here, but
Yeah, so Circles of Mercy is the sponsored work of the Sisters of Mercy. We've got a 25-year tradition of providing hope, hospitality, and empowerment to individuals in the Rensselaer community with a special focus on women and women with children.
Yeah.
Our tax program is probably our most popular program.
and you get a lot of volunteers.
We have a great group of volunteers that help us during this time. They're all seasoned volunteers. They study the tax law. They take exams through the IRS, and then they get certified.
They don't do complex tax.
No, they're very.
So if you have rental property or anything, they're not going to do any of that.
No, we can't do that. Self-employment is limited. We can do some things, but it's limited as to whether or not you take a loss. If you take a loss, then we can't do the return. But if it's just a strict,
A small business.
Yeah,
a
small business
yeah.
or Uber, like
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
that's doing something part-time, we can handle that. But it's a good point about the rental income. That's something that we can't do.
Depreciation and all.
Yeah.
You just don't do any of
Yeah,
that.
so-
That means it's the ability of them learning the tax laws is minimal to what the entire tax.
Right,
Yeah.
and it's the program's designed that way. The focus of the program is to reach those, the working poor, seniors with fixed incomes, those individuals.
Get their money back.
Right, to get their money back and take advantage of tax credits. You have the tax credits for earned income tax credit, child care credits.
yeah.
So those are the things that we're interested in making available to that part of the population so that they avoid what we spoke about earlier before the show about going to a commercial preparer and getting an advance on their refund, and then they get stuck.
They get an advance. It really isn't. It's a loan.
Yeah, and they get stuck paying that interest because they don't pay it back in a timely fashion because they've spent all the money.
They spent the money.
So
Yeah.
there are some things that we require for when you come into the site. 211 is a good way to find out where sites are available. You tell the resource operator your zip code, and she can tell you the different agencies that are within that zip code that provide the VITA, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Service. If that doesn't work, then give us a call at Circles, and we'll be glad to help you out. But there are certain things that we need. One is a picture ID, whether it's your driver's license, state ID, college ID, something that's got your picture on it. Most people have driver's license or the
Or
state.
the enhanced driver's
Right.
license. They can bring a passport
Right,
in or
and
anything. Yeah.
that we can do that too. We ask for, and the reason for this is we want to make sure that you are who you are, and your children are your claimants.
Okay, I don't
okay?
quite-
Well, what I'm getting to is Social Security cards.
When you're born, aren't you supposed to get a Social Security number?
Right, but if you're coming in and you're having your children as dependents, then you need to provide to us their Social Security card.
That's what I thought, yeah.
And the same thing for whoever's signing the return or is going to be included on the return. So we need, besides picture IDs, we need the Social Security cards. Then the W-2s or 1099s that were generated during
1099s would be for interest. And
right,
stuff, yeah.
interest or miscellaneous income, that kind of stuff, that were generated or done in 2023, the year that we just finished. Any other IRS forms that are appropriate. If available, we'd like, and especially if we didn't do your return at Circles, then we'd like to see a copy of your
The last one.
Right, the 2022 tax
So
return.
do you keep the copies, or do you have access to the copies?
Limited, but
Limited,
yes.
okay.
Yeah. And then if a filer gets their health insurance through the New York State marketplace, excuse me, there's a tax premium that's associated with that, so they get a reduced rate for that insurance.
Oh, I see,
That's
okay.
got to be reported. So
Okay.
that would come to an individual on a 1095.
Because I noticed it asked you, did you get it through the marketplace? And I always
Marketplace.
put no because
And that's it, because it's a 1095A form.
Okay,
Your insurance companies, for the rest of us, will give us 1095Bs and Cs, and they're just, they're not required, where the 1095A is because of the tax premium.
I see.
The best thing to do is to have a checking account or a savings account,
The money goes right in there,
direct deposit, so
and
we
it's
need,
fast.
yeah, we need the routing number and the account number.
Just bring in your check, and
Yeah,
it's right
well,
on there.
And you mentioned fast. So on federal, it's usually about 7 to 10
Yeah,
business
it's pretty
days.
fast.
It is.
New York State's a little bit slower.
Longer. So we don't have any idea when the New York State will come.
Yeah.
But what you can do is go to the New York State Tax and Finance website and then sign up for a notification.
Oh, okay.
And you put your Social Security number in with your email or your text message on your cell phone, and you'll get a notification when the refund.
So it's okay to put your Social Security number in on that site?
Yes, that's
Because they already have it anyway.
Yes, it's protected.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is, if you're using a dependent care person for child care, you can write that off. The only way to write it off is you need to provide to the preparer
A Social Security number.
and that person's name and address,
Right.
and that's entered right in. So it's pretty simple. We begin the program in earnest February the 1st, and as we mentioned, it goes on to April 16th or 17th, whatever Patriots Day
You don't do
falls.
late filings.
Well, we run the service is available all year long.
Okay.
But it depends on the reason. If you come and say, well, I just forgot, we're not going to do it outside of the filing season. But if you come to me and say,
I was in an auto accident and I was
right,
in the
if
hospital.
you were hospitalized or you need to file for a new mortgage or a student needs to file for a TAP,
Okay.
that type of stuff, then we'll do a late return.
Okay.
But generally speaking, those are the kind of the limitations.
Okay.
And I think that's pretty much it.
So how do they get a hold of you?
Well, there's a couple things they can do. I think the most important thing to remember, as you mentioned at the beginning of the show, was the 211. Call 211. It's the social service resource operator. Give her your address and zip code, and she'll tell you where the closest Vita site is.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay? Otherwise, give us a call at Circles, area code 518-462-0899, or drop me an email, and the email is the name of the
You
organization.
can always contact me and I
Right?
can give you
Yeah,
that information.
Circles of Mercy at nicap.rr.com. And it's always a busy year. Last year, and this is not an indication of how we perform every year, but last year we did a little over, not quite 350 returns, and you're talking combined refunds and credits of a little over $750,000.
And that money comes right back into our community.
Right back into the community. People pay their rent, they pay their utilities, they buy food, they clothing.
Support the community.
Right, so it's a great
It's a win-win
service.
situation.
It is, very much so.
Yeah, yeah. And don't fall for the advance,
Yeah.
what is it, they advance the refund, or they
and-
give it a silly
right.
name or something.
They call it a
Anticipation loan.
Anticipation loan. There's something else
They
in
forget to tell you that they charge
there.
interest.
Yeah, there's a huge interest rate.
Yeah,
So don't go there.
don't go.
Call us, call Ann, call
Wait
211.
wait 7 days to get your refund, and
Yeah.
it's no big deal.
It is. It works out well. It's very popular. And, it's a program that's provided throughout the region.
Exactly.
So if you're in a county, like in Rensselaer County, we have 3 areas. There's us in Rensselaer. There's a site, 2 sites up in Troy. And I don't know.
Brunswick? Maybe Brunswick? No.
No, there was a Hoosick.
Hoosick.
Hoosick
Okay.
Falls. So, so we've got a number of sites in the county, and that's, like I said, it's replicated throughout the capital region. Call 211.
Okay, good. And Richard will be on again because will keep us updated if there's any changes in the law, if there's last-minute changes.
Yeah.
And you'll find out just how things are coming along and whether they've maybe abolished the IRS all of a sudden.
I don't think that's
I
going to
don't
happen.
think that's going to happen either. Richard,
so-
thanks so much
Pleasure,
for being
Ann.
here.
Have a great New
Happy
Year.
Lunar New Year.
Same
So,
to you.
Good.
Thank you.